limitless grace, unconditional love, it's scandalous to religion, and religion fights against it. Hence, when you get people coming out with, talking about grace and the power of grace, oh, this is greasy grace, and it's, and it's just like so disparaging to the term. And I'm not saying that everyone who talks about limitless grace sort of are all sort of getting the full idea of it, but in reality, religion fights to preserve the status quo of an old system, and the political and religious spirit just connect together. And I'm not talking about political necessarily in the politics sense, but in terms of how political things work. They fight to win an argument and prove that they're right. It's the self-righteousness of that thing. Being political is maneuvering and using things to maintain your power or control, whatever else. And they both work together. And Jesus warned the disciples to be very careful about it. But it wasn't very long before people were trying to get them back under the law. And even Peter, because he was afraid of the persecution of the Judaizer party, who called themselves Christians, but I don't think really were. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been trying to get people back under an old system. Paul was very much challenged Peter and confronted him to say, well, you were eating with Gentiles before this lot came, and now you won't sit with them, you hypocrite, basically. Which actually, that's what religion does. It causes hypocrisy. And unfortunately, so many people are caught up in it, and God is really looking to change people's minds and unveil the truth, to reveal his true nature and identity. And I believe we're on the verge of a huge awakening to love that the world will find so much easier to embrace than the religious. Those who have no religion are going to find limitless grace wonderful to engage. Those that have any religion will struggle with it because they're used to having to do something to perform to be accepted. But it is coming, although it is going to potentially be quite a messy awakening, because people will fight to preserve the system. And it's wonderful to be free. I mean, just so wonderful and joyful that you don't have to perform. Now, does that mean that I don't do an awful lot of things for God? Yeah, or with him all the time. But I'm not doing it out of performance or fear or duty or obligation, just out of, I love to outwork his heart. It's a desire, which makes it not driven, but pursued. Hi, everyone. We're starting a Patreon page, and we would like to invite you to partner with us. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/freedomarc. Partner with us in taking the message of God's unconditional love, limitless grace, triumphant mercy to a bigger global audience.